so good to be able to talk with you guys again this week. My name is Jessica Kufos. I am a certified aromatherapist and I'm also a certified coach for the Mood Makeover Method. I'm one of the instructors, and we are going to talk about, we're continuing in our theme when it comes to our mood and our emotions, and what can we do when we're going through periods of chronic stress or overwhelm, or we just need regulation of our emotions. We need that detox, that emotional detox to kind of help our bodies to be in balance, right? 'Cause the most important thing is being able to have loving, nurturing, caring relationships with other people, but especially with you. But that starts with our bodies and how we regulate our emotions and how we regulate our systems, our parasympathetic, uh, um, being in parasympathetic mode and being in sympathetic mode, and how we ebb and flow between the two and how we support our central nervous system. So we're going to talk about an evening time blend that I love, you guys. Love it. We're going to talk about two oils, and that is lavender and Roman chamomile. And I have a little story about Roman chamomile, but we'll get into that in a bit. But I mean, let's just talk about lavender. I mean, who doesn't love lavender? Some don't, and that's okay, totally okay. But lavender is just an incredible oil. It's like a jack of all trades when it comes to oil. It's an analgesic, meaning it is pain relieving. It's anti-nociceptive or anti-nociceptive, excuse me, and that means it's pain blocking. And that can really be great, especially for nighttime, because sometimes we're going through things throughout the day, and when our bodies are trying to rest and relax, we can feel aches and pains and maybe just heaviness that come up for us that we have not maybe dealt with throughout our day. And so it's also a central nervous sedative. So that means it's really incredible for calming our bodies, calming that anxiety, calming down that stress, getting our bodies back in balance. You're going to hear that all the time throughout the rest of the week, but that's so important because that's what we need our bodies to be able to do. We need to be able to get our bodies out of that sympathetic mode, that fight, flight, and freeze mode, so it can get into parasympathetic mode, so we can actually do what? Digest, rejuvenate, and rest. Body has to have rest. We can't stress that enough. Rest is so crucial to our health. So let's talk a little bit about lavender. What is the chemical family that it comes from? It is a monoterpene and an ester. It comes from that chemical family. So if you remember, we talked about earlier this week, chemical families, you can look at it as like the mom and the dad and the characteristics of mom and dad and their personality. And the constituents are linalool and linalool acetate. And those are incredible when it comes to relieving pain, when it comes to having sedative and calming effects. That is what you want when you want to sleep, right? Like, you want to be calm. You don't want your mind to be racing and going crazy. You don't want to be stressing out about things. You just want to rest. You just want to get a good night's sleep. And that is something that lavender is incredible at doing. It's great for helping you to get really good sleep. Um, Oh, by the way, a little side note, in our previous video, we talked about cedarwood. Cedarwood is also incredible for sleep. So you can do a little combo of lavender and cedarwood, and it's great to get you that deep sleep without the grogginess. Sometimes people may take a little bit of medicine, certain type of medications to kind of help them sleep. But this would be a great alternative, or a great way to support you without the grogginess and the drowsiness when you get up the next day. But back to lavender, it just is incredible supporting you emotionally. The Latin term, because there's many types of lavender, is Lavandula angustifolia. So that is the specific type of lavender that I'm going to be referring to today, because there's many different kinds. And it's great to help you, again, like we said, just to wind down, to rest your body, to have your body be calm. It calms your central nervous system. That's so important and so crucial. But what are some of the safety data for lavender? It is generally, I shouldn't say generally, it is non-toxic and non-irritating, which we love. We love that. And it's generally tolerated by most people, which is wonderful. If you are not necessarily a fan of lavender, I have had some clients, they're just like, eh, I'm not really a fan of lavender. Another great alternative would be clary sage. So you could do clary sage and a little bit of cedar wood, or clary sage and a little bit of Roman chamomile, which we're going to talk about right now. I have a little bit of notes, so you're just going to excuse me while I flip the page. Roman chamomile is another incredible oil. The chemical family, again, it comes from esters and monoterpenol. And those, when we hear those particular terms, we know it is going to be incredible for our central nervous system sedatives, helping to calm our bodies and to relax us, to support our moods. The chemical components or the constituents is, I have to look at the paper because I have to make sure I say it right. Methyl anglate and methyl anglate. Oh, those are tongue twisters, right? It's also got E-pentacarviol. And so these are really great in promoting relaxation. Lavender is incredible at promoting relaxation. Roman chamomile does the same thing. Really great to kind of get your body calm. And I will give a little side note about lavender. It's strong. Not lavender, Roman chamomile. It's strong. It's a beautiful, sweet smelling scent. I can say that now because when I first used it, I hated it. I couldn't even, like, opening it up and just, it was too much. It gave me a headache. I had nausea, and that was just smelling just like this. But, you know, that's the great thing about using aromatherapy. There's so many oils, you know, at our disposal. We don't have to feel like we're forced to use this oil, or that, oh, it means, you know, if we don't like it, that our body needs it. That's not true. That is not true. It just means that your body doesn't like it. And it's okay. And there's other options and choices. And it took me a while, because there's so many beautiful benefits to Roman chamomile. It is grounding. It helps you to have that inner peace, that inner strength, that reassurance about who you are and yourself. And again, it is incredible for sleep, which is what we want. And so it took me a little bit. I learned that I had to tuck it or like add it with something, and lavender was a perfect combination, and it's perfect for getting you to rest. So what is some of the safety data when it comes to Roman chamomile? It's non-toxic and non-irritating. And just, it's not a safety data, but I'm just going to add it just so you're aware. Some people love it, some people hate it. I definitely hated it at first, but I just tucked it away. I didn't use it. And then after a while, I was like, you know, let me revisit it. You know, after some months, let me revisit it. And I learned how to use it in conjunction with another oil that I loved. And now I enjoy using it. That may not be the case for you, and that's completely fine. So let's make a blend. Let's make a blend for nighttime. So when you're using a blend or a diffuser, you want to make sure that you have your diffuser here. I already have some distilled water in here. You want to make sure you use distilled water. It helps your diffusers run better. So I have some distilled water in here. And sometimes people ask, well, how many drops did you use? It really depends. It really depends on the size of your room. You know, if you have a bedroom, I would say I don't use any more than 3 drops, to be honest. If I use more than that, it becomes to be too much. If you have a larger room, you can definitely do more drops, obviously. You know, you have a bigger space to fill. So I'm not going to put on any gloves this time, just because I'm just doing a couple of drops in a diffuser, and I don't have to do any like mixing. The water will already be the carrier. It's already the mixer. So for me, I love lavender a bit more. And so I'm going to do 2 drops of my lavender. Do 2 drops. And I have to be careful how it comes out because they come out fast. It comes out fast, you guys. Come on. 1, 2. Okay. I don't know. That might have been like 2 1/4. That's okay though. That's totally fine. So that's my 2 drops of lavender, and I'm gonna do 1 drop of Roman chamomile, and this comes out fast. So I gotta really be stealthy. Let's see. Okay, that's it. Perfect, perfect, perfect. And again, like we talked about before, oh, that Roman chamomile, I tell you. You want to make sure that you are storing your essential oils, making sure they stay out of sunlight, making sure that you store them in a cool, dark place. And this nighttime blend is ready to go. And let me tell you, you know, you can be proactive and you can do this ahead of time. If I can close it now. Maybe, maybe not. There we go. So diffuser nighttime blend is all ready to go. And you can do this ahead of time. You can, when you get up in the morning, you can make your blend and you can just let it sit and it'll be ready for you at nighttime. Or, you can do it at night. Maybe a couple of hours before you go to bed, you can go ahead and get it set up and ready. Or, right before you're going to bed, getting it ready. Whatever works for you in the morning or in the evening, you can just go ahead and get it prepped. So how long should you diffuse? Sometimes that's the question. So when you're diffusing, you want to make sure that you can do it maybe 30 minutes before bedtime. So you can go ahead, you can get it running and going for about half an hour. And then when you get ready to actually go to sleep or get in the bed, you shut it off for the night. Or you can actually be in the room with it. Maybe you want to do a little bit of journaling with the Mood Makeover method. We have a nighttime routine, which means you do some gratitude journaling. You can sit there with your diffuser. You can just, journal about your day. You can even do some brain dumping. Maybe if there's things that are heavy on your mind, do some brain dumping to get those things out. Use your nighttime blend for about half an hour, and then that'll prep you for sleep. And it's really important to not keep your diffuser running and running and running all night. And why is that? Remember that the oils that we're dealing with, they are powerful plant medicines. And so too much of anything is bad. Think about, vegetables, fruits and vegetables. They're incredible for us. They're great for us, but we're not just going to continually take it in. Our bodies can't handle that. It's not even possible. And so it's the same with our essential oil blends or whatever it is that we're diffusing. You don't want to just keep taking it in because you can overload your body, and you don't want to be doing that. About 30 minutes is enough to diffuse, and then you shut it off for the evening and set a timer. This particular one, this one doesn't have a timer on it. There are ones that do have timers that you can use. But I just usually set my alarm on my phone for about half an hour. I do my nighttime routine. I do some journaling. I do some gratitude. I do some deep breathing, some breath work, and I just sit and I enjoy the smell, and I'm out. Yeah, I'm usually passed out. So this is just one of the things that you can do to support your mood, to support your emotions, being able to have a nighttime blend that really gets you calm, relaxes your body, and really prepares you for a great night's sleep. And a restful sleep really preps you for a better day in the next day, right? So my name is Jessica Kufos. Thank you so much for joining me again for another demonstration and to talk about just some oils that are, oh, I went out of focus there. Being able to talk about some oils that are really, really great to support our mood, our emotions, and to get us in a state of calm so we can be in better spaces for other people, but especially for ourselves. So join me again later in the week, maybe even next week, and I'm going to do another inhaler blend, and we're going to focus all on the citruses. Citruses are going to be the star of the show for this one. I cannot wait. It has been my pleasure, and I will see you in the next one.